Welcome back to Racing Rundown. Today we're getting into a very exciting interview that we have on the program today. Joining us is trainer of Kentucky Derby hopeful Hot Rod Charlie, Doug O'Neill. Doug, thanks for taking the time to come on the show today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
So to start off, obviously we're talking about your big hopeful for this year's Kentucky Derby, Hot Rod Charlie. Getting to his overall career arc, it took a while for him to get going early in his career, but once he finally did and was able to break his maiden, what were your thoughts about that effort? What did you see in that maiden victory, and what led to your decision to try him in the Breeders' Cup last fall?
I think the gutsiness of it, how he did it, and the fact that the blinkers that day really seemed to put everything together. We were, his first three starts, he was favored in all three because he was working great, but without the blinkers, he was just kind of distracted out there and just never really put his mind on business. And just seeing him do what he did in that maiden win, and there was, I think 15 lengths back to the third horse. Him and the second horse were way clear of the third horse. So it was a really highly rated race in our mind, and he deserved the chance. And thank God the connections let us do it.
And then getting to that Breeders' Cup effort, how impressed were you with that race? And what did that tell you about him overall as being you talked about him being a real battler and a fighter. What did that say about his overall grit as a racehorse?
Well, I think it told us so much, to get on a plane and go to Kentucky and to run against the best horses in the world. He was in the 12 hole. He was parked way outside, and so just the way he handled himself shipping, the way he handled himself that particular day on the track and the post parade and everything, the paddock in front of all those people, showed us that he's got top notch class and that he can compete at the highest levels and at 94-1, there wasn't many people who believed in him like we did, but thank God he validated our belief.
His biggest victory to date was his score in his last start in the Louisiana Derby. What does it say about his versatility? Because he was able to win that race on the lead, going a mile and 3/16 wire to wire in track record time, and he's had his other races where he's been closing. So what does that say about his versatility as him as a racehorse, and how much confidence does that give you as a trainer going into a big race like the Kentucky Derby, where the trip matters so much, that he can have success doing basically anything in the race?
I think it's huge. When you're talking a 20-horse field, very seldom do things go perfectly, or if your horse has a certain style, it's hard to say that that's all going to unfold properly. And to see Charlie win on the front end and to be able to come from up the pace, that versatility is huge in a Kentucky Derby like setting. So couldn't have been more proud of him, and it definitely, like you said, it just opens up a whole new door of how we could possibly get a victory. So it's pretty exciting.
And one final question, another thing, and going back to the versatility point, is he's had many different riders, and he's been able to have a lot of success with many different riders. How much confidence does that give you as a trainer, the fact that he's switching from a different rider, from the one that won with him in the Louisiana Derby, to now going into the Kentucky Derby? How much confidence does that give you that no matter who you put on him, he's going to run a big race?
Yeah, he's an extremely smart colt, got tons of personality, and I think if you put a top-notch jockey on him who knows how to communicate with them, they're going to get along wonderfully. And Flavien Prat, who rode him one time, his last time without blinkers, but he's worked him a bunch for us, so they just get along wonderfully. And so, yeah, it's both Joel and Flavien are world-class riders, and to have the opportunity to have either one on him for the Kentucky Derby, really, we feel extremely lucky and fortunate.
Doug O'Neill, trainer of Hot Rod Charlie, thank you very much for taking the time to come on the program. Good luck couple weeks on Derby Day.
Yeah. You're the best. Thanks for having me. Take care.
That's all that we have for you today. In the meantime, we will have more lead up stuff to the 2020 Kentucky Derby. In the meantime, have a good one. We'll see you next time.